What is going on, everybody? Nice little voice crack for you on a Friday morning. One of those days. James from Shimwrecker Enterprises back here with another video. As you may have deduced from the title, and apologies for the crappy thumbnail, I'll get that sorted out once I'm back Sunday night. But it is time for another regional. I am on the way down to Edmond, Oklahoma right now, which is a suburb on the north side of Oklahoma City, for the PBA Southwest Edmond Open, presented by PBR of all things. So should be a fun time. Got some friends on my squad. Most of the heavy hitters are on the other squad on this one, which is kind of interesting just with how that random draw worked out. But looking forward to the tournament. It's also going to be another of those tournaments where there's a lot of learning going on for me. I have never bowled at this center before, so I'm kind of working off of a pretty limited total set of information. What I know about the center is that it is fairly high friction lanes. They ran, at this regional last year, they ran it on a shorter pattern, like 38 feet or so, and everybody was throwing resin because urethane couldn't get through the fronts. So based on knowing that information, I think it's a pretty high friction surface. We are not on short this year, though. We're on PBA 45-foot Dick Weber, which I will include a link to that pattern chart down in the description. But I don't remember exact volume. I mean, it's 45 feet, a good chunk of volume, in like 3-to-1. This is a little bit different than some of the other patterns that I've bowled on so far this year, where like a lot of the other ones were much more a much more defined like oil line, essentially, and this has a much wider taper. So it's like the middle of the lane was like when we bowled in Wichita, middle of the lane was flat like 11 to 11, I think. This is flat 14 to 14, and it's the same distance, or maybe even a foot shorter. So a lot more blend in the middle of the lane and a lot more blended friction to the right. So it feels like one of those patterns, at least on paper, where it's going to be kind of a multiple angles, multiple paths to success type of deal. Realistically, combining this pattern with knowing it's a pretty high friction center, is my expectation is that it's going to be a little tougher to get stuff through the fronts, but that also means that playing way out to the right might not be the best play this weekend. So it's, again, a little bit of speculation. Hard facts that I know is lane surfaces do look to be HPLs from videos that I've seen from past tournaments in that building, and it is AMF pin setters. So I think AMF pin setters tend to kind of favor the splashy, ugly hits a little bit better, which when you combine that with high friction lanes, I think will actually be okay. It's just going to be kind of hit the pocket and minimize corner pins is my baseline strategy from a ball reaction perspective, which, I mean, obviously I'm always trying to do that, but I think it'll just kind of, make sure I get my ball hooking in the right spot and rolling through the pins, and just kind of let the rest take care of itself. So I'm on the way down right now. Got the practice session this afternoon from 2 to 4. I have a squad qualifying, which is at 8:30 tomorrow morning. Qualifying format is 8 games, 2 squads for the tournament. I think there's about a little over 100 on the roster right now. So we got 8 games on Saturday, and then cut to the top third, which will be a cashers round Sunday morning. I believe, if I remember correctly, it's 4 games cashers round, cut to the top 24, 4 more games, cut to the top 12, 4 more games, cut to the top 4 for a step ladder. So a lot of potential bowling on tap. I mean, that's what, 20 games to get to the step ladder potentially, if my math is correct, I think. 8, 12, 16, yeah, 20 games. So a lot of bowling on tap for the weekend, so hopefully I get to participate in a lot of that. But honestly, like, personal goals, I think I want to, this is kind of going to be another time to build for me on what I had in Wichita, where I was able to just keep things simple, keep everything in front of me, and minimize mistakes for the most part, except for obviously when I bowled against Sean Maldonado in the round of 16. That match didn't go very well, and that was just self-inflicted wounds. But you know, there's going to be a lot to learn. New center, going to be a lot of note taking today, both literally and mentally. Just kind of trying to figure out, you know, high end versus low end, how pair to pair works. Some centers that have high friction lanes like this might be, you know, that's got me thinking it might be overlays, which, especially when it's overlays and, you know, possibly an older center, there'll be an interesting effect where one lane will hook more than the other, but which lane hooks more alternates pair to pair. So like if you're on, say, 3 and 4 and 4 hooks more than 3, you might go to 5 and 6, and then 5 hooks more than 6. And so I'm going to kind of move around a little bit more today, I think, pair to pair during the practice session, just to kind of, you know, take a few mental notes on that and see what kind of correlations and patterns and trends I can figure out. Being early squad tomorrow, I don't hate, because it just kind of lets me go in there and do my thing. But at the same time, with it being a new to me center, I think there's also kind of going to be a lot of kind of learning and on the fly decision making. And so that's why I'm going to kind of try to keep my process a little simpler in the moment and just kind of roll with whatever the lanes seem to be giving me, realistically. Equipment wise, I've got the same 9 that I had with me in Wichita, but added a few others. Drilled a pin down messenger yesterday that actually is really, really good when there's a lot of friction, or at least it seems to be so far. So I decided to bring that with me. So I guess the complete bag, run it down top to bottom. Excuse me. Let's see. Extreme Envy, Widow 3.0, Envy Tour, Summit. I drilled a GB5 after Wichita. It's pretty shiny. It's kind of a gap filler ball, but that might actually look pretty good on this. So let's see. Extreme 3.0, Summit, Envy Tour, GB5. I brought my pin down top speed, my effect, my theorem, GB4 hybrid, Ocean. I did drill a fresh Ocean vibe as well, just to have a fresh cover, because my other one was getting kind of old. And plus, you know, being on long, there's a possibility I might get down to a ball like that later in the block. So just kind of wanted to cover my bases, especially for qualifying. Then the pin down messenger and plastic. So 45 feet and some pretty high friction lanes. No urethane in the mag. I don't really think I'm going to need it. I'm not good enough with urethane to justify it in a situation like this. So just going to kind of play to my strengths and see what happens. So like I said, as I'm recording this on Friday morning as I'm driving down to Edmond, the rest of the videos this weekend will be going live like early to mid next week. Gonna try and have a post-practice vlog later today with actually make sure to actually get a few clips from practice this time to kind of talk about general characteristics and notes and kind of what I saw on that front. Then I'll have a video for qualifying, post-qualifying commentary / wrap up if I don't make the cut. If I do make the cut, then it'll just be kind of a post-qualifying kind of talk about what happened, and then hopefully some videos from bowling on Sunday as well. So we'll see what the weekend has in store for us. But until then, I got about another 3 hours of podcasts and driving down I-35. So hopefully these truckers don't go too crazy and I can actually make it there in one piece. And yeah, should be a good weekend. So look out for more content. Until next time, peace.